Now on Coast TV News.
It's a soggy, dreary start to our Wednesday. We're tracking showers and drizzle throughout the day. I'll let you know when it all clears out coming up.
Ready for OC Rock and Ride.
Just the all-around atmosphere. It's great here in Ocean City.
It's the big event this week, and we have what you need to know about the temporary traffic restrictions in the town.
Affordable home funding. We look at the Delaware developments receiving low-income housing credits that were just announced.
Sussex County Skate, the effort to build a new rink and how much supporters are attempting to raise in the early stages of this plan.
This is Coast TV News Today.
Welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. It is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025.
And it is a wet Wednesday. Yes. We've experienced rain most of this morning.
We've talked about it. It's a very gloomy Wednesday. I was very concerned when I saw it was raining for your hair, Matt.
Just my hair, not your hair.
No, I put you
our
above
hair.
Me. Yes. Well, obviously our hair, but looks like you protected it. I ran inside to our building with my jacket on.
Yeah, I saw you come in. You were trying to avoid those raindrops.
Came in pretty fast, yes. But Chris, this gloomy weather, I hope it only lasts today.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be kind of a quick hitting system. We have the low clouds, the drizzle, the misty conditions this morning that are kind of greeting us stepping outside the door. Here in Cambridge, well, temperature of 64 there. Winds out of the north at about 9 miles an hour. Dew points creeped up a little bit yesterday into today, so we're in the 60s out there, so a bit more moisture in the air. 2.5 mile visibility there in Georgetown. We're down to 3 miles in Ocean City. This moisture that you see pushing in off the Atlantic, you can see it kind of moving in now just to the west of Coastal Highway, so we're beginning to see some scattered showers, some drizzle. A lot of this is a lot of below the radar deck, and you can see there just to the west of Ocean City a few showers there. The bulk of the precipitation is going to stay off the coast as we push through the day today. We're at 69 in Rehoboth, 68 Long Neck, 65 Bridgeville to 68 in Delmarva. There's that wind flow continuing out of the northeast. Gusts 30 Indian River Inlet, 22 in Ocean City. So it's again going to be another breezy day at the coast. Soggy, just kind of a dreary day. Not a complete washout of a day, but we're going to be dodging the showers in and out. A sunny, mild finish to the week. And we have a wonderful weekend ahead to look forward to, so that is certainly good news. So keep the umbrella handy today. We're going to be dodging the showers and the drizzle. 64 to start. Temperatures really only getting up to maybe about 70 degrees, especially for areas that don't see a whole lot of shower activity, but not much in the way of a rise in temperature today with the overcast skies. We'll talk about some warmer temperatures ahead in that 7-day forecast. Matt.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Chris. And we're going to go back to Milford for our live view there. You can, again, see the pavement of that parking lot at Bay Health still slick, wet. You can just shining off the street lights there. This is the area that's south of downtown. And it's a good look at what drivers are seeing at this point this morning.
And to the south of that, here is Ocean City. Just moments ago, this is a bird's eye view of Coastal Highway, which we can see is not the greatest visibility out there this morning due to the rain on our cameras. So be careful as you drive to your destinations this morning. And this is an area of Ocean City that is seeing some changes this week.
Certainly, and that is our top story this hour because a special event zone in Ocean City, it takes effect today. The restrictions last until Sunday, September 14th. This is for the OC Rock and Ride Bike Fest. The special event zone reduces speed limits and increases fines for violations. There's also an increased police presence throughout the town.
What was once called Bike Fest has now been changed to OC Rock and Ride. That's due to new management taking over. At the Ocean City inlet gates and cones have been placed down where OC Rock and Ride will take place. According to the owner of the managing team responsible for OC Rock and Ride, some changes have been made, which includes more vendors, an increase of local bands playing on the stage, and more seating options. But the main event, those cool motorcycles. One local is excited to see all of the bikes in town.
Just the all-around atmosphere. It's great here in Ocean City, you know. Weather's beautiful. You got the beaches, you got the ocean, you got the bikes, you got the shows, you got the vendors.
As mentioned, if you want to check out some of those hot rides for yourself, OC Rock and Ride is now through September 14th.
This afternoon, the Ocean Pines Volunteer Fire Department South Station attempting to get through the next step of a project that includes a firehouse. Here's what is going in front of the Worcester County Technical Review Committee. It's for a location on Ocean Parkway And in addition to the firehouse, the plans call for indoor bays and parking. Committee is scheduled to review the site plans at 1 p.m.
New this morning, the Delaware State Housing Authority has awarded more than $3 million in low-income housing tax credits. The agency says the funding will help create 105 new affordable units and preserve 116 existing ones. One of the developments set to receive money, the Willows at North Star in Lewis, will add 46 new affordable rental units. Plans for the development call for a community that blends affordable housing with market rate units. And for more details on other projects in Sussex County that have been awarded the funding, you can head to our article on CoastTV.com.
A Denmarva tree planting initiative is helping protect the environment at our beaches. Delaware Center for the Inland Bays is one of 9 groups receiving funding through the Tree for Every Delawarean program. And Denmarva says it has awarded $173,000 to support projects that will plant more than 12,000 trees across the state in the spring of 2026.
This just in, the newly formed nonprofit Miracle Ice Arena is fundraising to bring ice sports back to Kent and Sussex counties. The organization launched a $2 million fundraising campaign after the Delaware State Fair shut down the region's only indoor rink this year. With the closure, families in central and southern Delaware are left without a local option. The group plans to build a state-of-the-art 2-sheet indoor ice facility in Georgetown.
So there's several, families, a lot of families, probably over 100 or more, that their children aren't doing anything as far as, playing the sport of hockey or figure skating or even, having the opportunity to even get on the ice at all.
The effort to fund and build the arena is currently underway, with organizers seeking donations on a GoFundMe site. The group's goal is to get 1 sheet up and running by fall of 2026.
Got a heads up for drivers in Salisbury. A temporary closure is coming to Elizabeth Street this month. City says the closure is at the railroad crossing between West Avenue and East Railroad Avenue. It's the area that we're showing you right here on your screen. And crews on the Amtrak, they're doing scheduled maintenance from September 19th through the 22nd. The city confirms detours are planned.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C., where President Trump is defending his administration's knowledge about Israel's strike on Hamas leadership in Qatar. He says the U.S. played no role in the attack, which was focused on Hamas leaders.
Yeah, now those ceasefire talks, they're in limbo. As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, family members of the hostages still held by the terrorist group fear for their loved ones' lives.
President Trump overnight voicing frustration with another escalation in the Middle East, an Israeli attack targeting Hamas leadership inside Qatar, that Qatar called cowardly and illegal.
I was very unhappy about it, very unhappy about every aspect, and we got to get the hostages back. But I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
The president saying Israel did not warn him in advance. On social media, the president writing, quote, unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. Hamas leaders were in Qatar because the U.S. asked for a neutral site for Gaza peace negotiations that Qatar has been mediating for months. Those talks now in limbo, devastating Israeli hostage families. One mother saying she's trembling with fear for her son, still captive in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu authorized the strike after a shooting at a bus stop in Jerusalem Monday that killed 6 Israelis.
These are the same terrorists who planned, terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th.
Israeli forces are once again stepping up military operations in Gaza, forcing beleaguered Gaza City residents to evacuate as President Trump and other world leaders push for a path to peace. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, catch birds before they leave. What opportunities you still have for bird watching in one area of our coast.
Also, DE Treasurer Town Hall will show you information you need to know from the Delaware official after speaking to locals Tuesday night.
And Race to Blood Drive. It's the unique experience at the Dover Motor Speedway to assist the blood bank of Delmarva. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Ocean View, a windy, misty Ocean View, some fog out there as well, 69 degrees, sustained winds anywhere from about 11 to 20 miles an hour with gusts as high as 30 there in Indian River Inlet. So we're going to continue to see that onshore push throughout the day today. Visibility, we're down to 2.5 miles there in Georgetown, so that will continue to be an issue here this morning. And you can see that moisture flow off the Atlantic and see that bands of some light showers and drizzle throughout Sussex County. And this area of low pressure will continue to lift to the northeast today. In doing so, we'll continue to see that threat of some showers and mist throughout the morning and afternoon. So we're going to be dealing with those wet roads, so use caution out there. And temperatures, well, we're going to struggle to get out of the 60s today with the scattered showers and drizzle throughout the day today. We'll talk about some milder days ahead as that sunshine makes a return tomorrow. We'll talk all about that coming up in the full 7-day. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Happening today in Lewis, you might notice low water pressure or discolored water. That is because the Lewis BPW will be conducting hydrant flow testing. If you do notice discolored water, officials say run your cold water for 10 to 15 minutes until it clears up and avoid doing laundry during the tests.
A chance to give back and take a lap on the Monster Mile. Tomorrow, the Delmarva Blood Bank is hosting its 20th annual 9/11 Memorial Blood Drive. Takes place at the Dover Motor Speedway from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and organizers say people who donate will have the opportunity to drive on the mile-long track. You can call or go online to register.
Tuesday, Apple unveiled its next generation of phones and wearable tech. The new iPhone Air is the thinnest model ever made and brings more computing power for AI capabilities. The new iPhone 17 features an enhanced camera. Apple also announced new upgrades to its AirPods and watches. The new products will be in store September 19th.
After a disastrous logo redesign, Cracker Barrel is suspending its restaurant renovations. In a social media post, the Southern-themed restaurant chain said the rocking chair on the porches, the fireplaces, and gift shops will not be removed from any more restaurants. Cracker Barrel's canceled remodel comes after the company's new logo, which removed the old-timer figure and barrel, was met with backlash.
Well, we're being greeted by some damp and soggy conditions stepping outside the door this morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. And we're going to continue to see the showers and drizzle, unfortunately, throughout the day today. I'll have details of when it all clears out and when the sunshine makes a return to Delmarva coming up in that full 7-day forecast right after the break.
Time is 6:16, and here in the middle of your screen is a live look at some strong wind at the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis. Just check that out. Oh, yeah. First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is back with us. And Chris, you've been kind of foreshadowing this wind in the days leading up to today.
Yeah, we've been talking about it the past few days, and we've had the windy conditions even yesterday. That persistent northeast wind continues, and you can see that flow off the Atlantic as the showers and drizzle just kind of stream in. Not all that heavy, but you can see them kind of extending through Milford, down through Lewis, right along coastal highways. So a lot of wet roadways this morning, and you can see even further to the south, Ocean City towards Whaleyville, seeing some light shower activity, but it's pretty much confined to the coast as well as Sussex County, but we'll continue to see this flow of moisture throughout the morning and afternoon. It's all thanks to this area of low pressure that's kind of formed along this stationary front, and that's going to be lifting off to the northeast throughout the day today. Well, visibility, if I could talk right, is a bit of an issue this morning as well. 3-mile visibility there in Georgetown. You can see temperatures right now generally in the mid to upper 60s, right around 69 in Rehoboth to 68 in Dagsboro. And those winds, as we mentioned, are howling. Look at that, 27-mile-an-hour sustained wind, Indian River Inlet, and we're gusting upwards of 31 to 21 in Bethany Beach. And we're going to continue to see those high winds throughout the day today. And that is because we have a coastal flood advisory in effect through about 3 o'clock for the Delaware coast, and that is due in part to that push of water and that northeast wind flow. Coastal flood advisory down through Worcester, that runs through about 1, and then Accomack County, we have that up through about 5 o'clock today. And that's due in part to high tide. 11:07 Lewis could see up to a foot of inundation in those low-lying areas. 10:16 Rehoboth, 11:01 Indian River Inlet, and as we make our way down to Ocean City, 10:26 Assateague, 10:21. Struggling to get out of the 60s today, unfortunately, with the cloud cover and the scattered showers. And we're going to continue to see that flow of moisture in off the Atlantic. Not all that heavy, not all that widespread, but the good news is the showers will kind of wind down through this evening. We start the day tomorrow with a little clouds, and then by the afternoon, sunshine and much milder. There's those winds this afternoon out of the northeast, 30, 35 miles an hour, and then we should see those winds begin to wind down as we push into the evening and certainly by Thursday. There's a look at the rainfall. Not all that impressive. Could see upwards of 1/4 of an inch of rain. We're up to 78 tomorrow and then hovering right in the upper 70s through the end of the week. The good news is skies clear and we see some dry conditions just in time for the end of the week and the weekend. Looking pretty good for the Walk for Prostate Cancer there. Festivities kicking off at 8 a.m. there at Cape Penelope State Park. We're at 70 today with a spotty shower, 60 overnight with clearing skies into our Thursday, 78 degrees, and looking pretty nice to round out the week there, 79 into Friday, and then sunny skies for most of the weekend with mild temperatures near 80 degrees by Sunday.
Thank you, Chris. Tuesday night in Milford, Delaware State Treasurer Colleen Davis hosted a town hall. As Coast TV photojournalist Matt Hipsman shows us, she answered questions about the state's finances and the local impact of federal budget cuts.
A big part of what we try to do is ensure that some of the work that we're doing inside of the office actually makes it out into the community. We do so much work to ensure that our plans are producing returns for people, making sure that the programs that I'm responsible for, again, are not only doing what we expect it to do, but to kind of hear from people, to know whether or not it truly is making the impact that we're hoping for.
Really happy to hear what you said about the deferred compensation plan, how it has grown.
I was really happy to learn that the 457B plan, which is known to the state employees as deferred compensation, and I think that it would be nice if more state employees understood it and were able to, even for a few dollars a pay, start into putting money into it.
They're brutally honest with how poor they have to be.
A big part of what the ABLE accounts do for Delawareans is it provides an opportunity essentially for disabled people to save money outside of the amount of money that would normally be affected by their benefits. And in a world where you're only allowed to save $2,000, that's essentially poverty.
The ABLE plan ensures that people who are living with disabilities are able to invest and set aside monies that do not necessarily threaten their eligibility for benefits for health care and their Social Security benefits.
What Ms. Davis is doing is just taking a hands-on role in trying to understand what these very real limitations are, because a lot of these limitations were built around archaic structures when disabled people were not intended to be part of society.
This morning on Coast TV News Today, catch birds before they leave, how you can still enjoy bird watching on Assateague Island before the temperature drops. We'll be right back. Delaware State Police are continuing to investigate a car crash on Coastal Highway. It happened around 3:45 Tuesday afternoon. Troopers tell us a Nissan Rogue was heading south approaching Hudson Road near Milton when a Subaru Forester was traveling east on Hudson Road but failed to remain stopped at the stop sign. The front of the Nissan hit the side of the Subaru. The Nissan driver was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, according to police. The Subaru driver and a passenger also taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Salisbury Zoo is offering a unique experience by hosting its Bunk with the Beast camping adventure. So check out the details on this one. Families can pitch their tents and enjoy dinner. There's a guided tour, there's animal encounters, and a night hike through the zoo. Also, next morning, it wraps up with a continental breakfast. The zoo says people must bring their own tents, sleeping bags, and flashlights, and this takes place September 12th and 13th.
If you are interested in bird watching, there's still time before our feathered friends flock south for the cold months. Assateague Island National Seashore offers plenty of birding options. You can join a ranger on a birding program at Tom's Cove Visitor Center in Virginia, District of Assateague Island. Binoculars, field guides, and a bird viewing scope are available to use, and each program is free. 2 events coming up are on Saturday, September 13th and Sunday the 14th, both starting at 8 a.m. And it's a rainy Wednesday morning, but Chris tells us this gloomy weather, it's almost temporary, and you have beach plans.
Oh, I was hoping to. It's good to know that it's only temporary, Chris, because we're trying to steal some beach days in local summer.
Yeah, a little hiccup in our forecast here this week, and we are going to see sunny skies back tomorrow. But yeah, there's our live look in the lowest, gloomy skies. Strong, sustained northeast winds continue at the coast. We're at 69 degrees there in Lewis with the dew point around 68 degrees. So a lot of clouds, Ocean City, Fenwick Island with some mist and periodic drizzle throughout the day today as we struggle to get out of the 60s. High risk of rip currents continues with the scattered showers and drizzle throughout the day today. As we make our way to Cambridge, an overcast sky with periodic showers throughout the day. Congratulations to our umbrella winner, Kim Hostetter, Lewis, Delaware. You're the winner of our Paul Davis umbrella, and as always, you get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. We'll have a look at that extended forecast in the next half hour. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And after the break on Coast TV News today, Firehouse Future, the plan set to be discussed today in Ocean Pines.
Also, affordable housing advancement. How many units to expect from a development in Lewis after receiving part of a $3 million tax credit?
And prepare to slow down in Ocean City. A special event zone is now in place, and we'll show you the activities starting today. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's a soggy, dreary start to our Wednesday. We're tracking showers and drizzle throughout the day. I'll let you know when it all clears out coming up.
Slow ride. The traffic restrictions going into effect today in Ocean City for OC Rock and Ride, and what makes this event different from its predecessor.
Delaware Housing Boost. Which developments in our area are receiving tax credits for low-income housing?
Firehouse Future. The plans getting reviewed today for the Ocean Pines Volunteer Fire Department's facility off of Ocean Parkway.
This is Coast TV News Today.
September 10th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Time is 6:30 a.m. and at least this recent rain puts to bed some of those concerns over a drought,
yes,
at least for now.
This dreary weather does have some benefits, so I don't think we can complain too much because this is pumpkin season, apple season. We need that rain for all that to grow. It is. This is a time of year for farmers that's really critical too. So, Chris, all right, we'll take this dreary weather today.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a hiccup in our forecast this week, and we're continuing to see that push of moisture in off the Atlantic. You can see some spotty showers, drizzle from Cape Colony down through Millsboro. Again, this is very low-level moisture, and we're going to continue to see this throughout the morning and afternoon, kind of all feeding in off the Atlantic. And thanks to this coastal low well offshore, and it's going to lift to the north, so the bulk and the heaviest precipitation is going to stay offshore, but we're going to continue to see this moisture flow throughout the day. Visibility, well, we're down to 3 miles there, Georgetown, so we're going to continue to see the low clouds this morning, so use some caution out there with the wet roads. 69 Rehoboth, we're at 66 Millsboro, 67 Delmarva to 66 Seaford. That wind we've been talking about the past few days continues, sustained winds to upwards of 25 to 30 miles an hour, gusts even higher. So we'll continue to see the showers and cloudy skies throughout the day today, with temperatures generally struggling to get out of the 70s, I think. And we'll continue to see that strong onshore push, strong risk of rip currents, high risk of rip currents today. But the good news is we end the week on a sunny, dry note, and we'll see that sunshine back tomorrow. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And let's check out the conditions in Salisbury this morning. As we can see, those roads are still looking slick from that rain that is coming down. Be careful as you are driving on your commute this morning, as it is a rainy, dreary start to our Wednesday.
Yeah, here's what it looked like east of Salisbury moments ago. This is high above Ocean City, and you can see Coastal Highway in the middle of your screen. That and other streets are seeing some changes in the town.
And our top story this morning, a special event zone in Ocean City takes effect today. The restrictions last until Sunday, September 14th. This is for the OC Rock and Ride Bike Fest. The special event zone reduces speed limits and increases fines for violations. There's also an increased police presence throughout the town.
And what was once called Bike Fest is now OC Rock and Ride. That's due to new management taking over. At the Ocean City Inlet, gates and cones are in place at the site of the event, and according to the owner, the managing team for OC Rock and Ride. Some changes include more vendors, an increase of local bands playing on the stage, and more seating options. But the main event, of course, those really cool looking motorcycles.
New this morning, the Delaware State Housing Authority has awarded more than $3 million in low-income housing tax credits. The agency says the funding will help create 105 new affordable units and preserve 116 existing ones. One of the developments set to receive money, the Willows at North Star in Lewis. It will add 46 new affordable rental units. Plans for the development call for a community that blends affordable housing with market rate units.
Yeah, we're now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. today. Could see a turning point for the deployment of National Guard in this city.
And new overnight as early as today, President Donald Trump says he could announce enhanced federal involvement in yet another city. This time it might be in a red state.
Amy Kiley shows us how Trump says the city's local leaders and that state's governor, they're receptive to the idea.
Up with liberation, down, down with occupation.
The emergency declaration behind the federal takeover of Washington, D.C. expires today, according to the mayor's office. President Donald Trump can't control its police force more than 30 days without Congress. Analysts expect he will continue his D.C. National Guard deployment and federal law enforcement surge.
This was one of the most unsafe cities in the country. Now it's as safe as there is in the country.
Some D.C. residents say they don't want Trump to be so involved in their city.
Today, students across D.C.'s college campuses have walked out to demand non-cooperation from their administrations in the face of Trump's military occupation.
Police say homicides, car thefts, robberies, and violent crime are down in D.C. since the takeover. So is restaurant traffic. Open Table says seated diners for online reservations dropped 2% between July and August, and 5% compared to June. The nonprofit Destination D.C. also reports a decline in tourism.
Took the metro here, didn't see any National Guard, didn't see any issues.
Now, Republican lawmakers are introducing bills to expand federal control of D.C.'s justice system. And Trump says other cities are in his sights.
The president would love to do this in every Democrat-run city across the country.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
This afternoon, the Ocean Pines Volunteer Fire Department South Station attempting to get through the next step of a project that includes a firehouse. Here's what is going in front of the Worcester County Technical Review Committee. This is for a location on Ocean Parkway. In addition to the firehouse, the plans call for indoor bays and parking. The committee is scheduled to review the site plans at 1 p.m.
This just in, the newly formed nonprofit Miracle Ice Arena is fundraising to bring ice sports back to Kent and Sussex counties. The organization launched a $2 million fundraising campaign after the Delaware State Fair shut down the region's only indoor rink this year. The group plans to build a state-of-the-art 2-sheet indoor ice facility in Georgetown. The effort to fund and build the arena is currently underway, with organizers seeking donations on a GoFundMe site. The group's goal is to get one sheet up and running by fall of 2026.
President Trump is voicing frustration with another escalation in the Middle East. An Israeli attack targeting Hamas leadership inside Qatar. President saying Israel did not warn him in advance. Hamas leaders were in Qatar because the U.S. asked for a neutral site for Gaza peace negotiations that Qatar has been mediating for months. Those talks are now in limbo, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu authorized the strike after a shooting at a bus stop in Jerusalem Monday that killed 6 Israelis.
These are the same terrorists who planned, terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th.
Israeli forces are once again stepping up military operations in Gaza as President Trump and other world leaders push for a path to peace. And we have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, running for re-election, we'll tell you about the campaign for the Maryland governor amid previous presidential speculation.
Also, high school football scoop. Look ahead to this week's big Bayside Conference clash between Bennett and Cambridge South Dorchester.
And preparedness presentation, we'll tell you about the family activities taking place this weekend in Delaware to honor National Preparedness Month. Stay with us on CoastTV News Today.
We salute Joseph Chester for a lifetime of dedicated service. He served 22 years in the United States Marine Corps before retiring, then continued his commitment to public safety with 20 years in the Maryland State Police. Today, he proudly serves with the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office. His unwavering dedication to country and community is an inspiration, and we thank him for his remarkable service.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Well, it's one of those mornings, Delmarva. Good, pleasant, good Wednesday morning. We're dealing with some scattered showers, mist, just a soggy start to our day. You can see those strong winds coming off the Atlantic in Ocean View. We're at 69 degrees there, so it's mild out there, but it's quite windy at the coast with winds gusting upwards of 31 Indian River Inlet to 24 in Rehoboth Beach. Also been seeing some visibility issues down to 2.5 miles visibility there in Georgetown as well as Ocean City. Continuing to see that streaming effect of moisture coming in off the Atlantic. You can see some showers just to the west of Long Neck extending into Millsboro, and that's really what we're going to be dealing with here throughout the morning and into the day today. And it's all thanks to this area of low pressure now pushing to the northeast. It's going to continue to stream moisture into the area throughout the day today. So showers, mist is really going to be with us throughout the day. So we're going to continue to see those wet roads as well as at least some fog to start this morning. And as far as temperatures go today, we're right around 70 degrees. Squeezing out 70s, we're going to stay right around that 60s throughout the day today. Coming up, we'll talk about the return of 80-degree temperatures in that extended forecast. Matt.
Chris, thank you for that. Delaware Emergency Management Agency is hosting the 19th annual Family Emergency Preparedness Day. It's part of National Preparedness Month. The event is free and it features educational activities and safety demonstrations. On your screen, we are showing you where this is taking place. This is Old Camden Road. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on September 13th. Get this is a big one here. DEMA says you can even spend some time with Sparky, the fire dog.
The Office of the State Veterinarian in Delaware has confirmed 2 cases of West Nile virus in horses from Kent County. According to the state, the 2 horses had to be euthanized, and the agency says signs of infection include fever, anorexia, changes in behavior, and wobbling or staggering. Horse owners can take precaution by keeping their horses inside during dusk and dawn, using fans and repellents safe for horses.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Right here in Salisbury, James M. Bennett football needs to bounce back. JMB crumbled in its season opener at Caesar Rodney last week by 35 points. The Clippers can rebound when they host Cambridge South Dorchester Thursday night live on DSN. CSD also got thumped a week ago. The Vikings lost by 3 touchdowns at home to Ken Island, which is even more surprising when you consider Cambridge South Dorchester won 10 games last year. This Bennett team can't say the same. You'd have to go back to 2018 for the last time the Clippers cracked more than 3 wins. We visited JMB's practice yesterday ahead of its home opener, having the chance to catch up with 4th-year head coach Greg Lisinski. Fortunately, it appears Bennett has already identified where it needs to improve for Thursday.
Our focus is more so on correcting what we did wrong in the game on Friday night. We need to have better communication on the offensive line and on defense. We need to be more physical up front than what we were last Friday night. We need to convert third downs. It's hard to win a game whenever you can't convert third downs into first downs, and we didn't do that well at all last Friday.
It'll be interesting to see how both squads handle the short week. Kickoff for Thursday is at 6 here on DSN. That'll do it for sports. Have a great rest of your morning.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 8:30, it is the Field Hockey Bi-State Challenge, and then you can catch the final score at 10:30. Along with the Field Hockey Challenge, here are your exclusives on DSN+. 3:45, watch Odessa take on St. George's in field hockey. At 4, Easton faces Bennett. Also at that time, we have some boys soccer for you. Y-High is at Mordella. At 5:30, more soccer with Parkside and Snow Hill. Sunday Night Football on Coast TV, September 14th. The Atlanta Falcons visit the Minnesota Vikings. Coverage on Coast TV begins at 7 p.m.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Oh, Coast Life, we're going to have a lot of fun today, and you know why I say that?
We're gonna have a ukulele player on the show. You can't miss that. Who doesn't want to see a ukulele player? Plus, emergency management. We're gonna be looking at some of the more serious sides of the topics that we tackle here along the coast. And the blood bank of Delmarva stopping by. They have a need. You might be able to help. Please watch that segment. It is important, not just for you, but for all the people that live out here on the coast. We've got Coast Life coming up today at 4.
We're going to keep that umbrella handy today, dealing with spotty showers, drizzle, just kind of misty conditions throughout the morning and afternoon. We'll talk about when skies clear and temperatures warm back up to near 80 degrees in the extended forecast. We'll talk about it coming up after the break.
The time is now 6:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Ocean View this morning. And Chris, this camera usually gives us a beautiful sunrise there over the water. Not today. It is a day that is very rainy outside. If you're tired on this Wednesday, you might still be tired if you look out the window. No sunshine to wake you up.
Yeah, the weather not doing anything to kind of lift our spirits up this morning. And yeah, you can normally see the bridge there, but we're dealing with a lot of low clouds and this moisture feed coming in off the Atlantic. You can see some moderate rainfall there just to the south of Millsboro, but we're going to continue to see these bands of showers, some light mist and drizzle throughout the day today. Not all that heavy, not all that widespread. The bulk of this moisture is going to be offshore as this area of low pressure kicks off to the northeast, but we're going to continue to see the strong winds at the coast as well. So visibility improving a bit here. Georgetown, we were down at 2.5 miles there just a short time ago, but dealing with a lot of low clouds across the peninsula this morning. 69 Rehoboth, we're at 69 Bethany Beach, 67 in Millsboro to 65 in Seaford. Again, the wind factor primarily focused at the coast, where sustained winds are upwards of 24 Indian River Inlet to 19 in Rehoboth. Gusts 30 miles an hour there, Indian River Inlet, to 23 in Ocean City, and that has prompted these coastal flood advisories. Delaware coast, that's up through 3 o'clock this afternoon, down through portions of Worcester County, that's up through 1 o'clock, and this is for up to a foot of inundation possible during the high tide cycle. Accomack County, that runs through about 5 o'clock this afternoon. You see high tide there, Lewis 11:07. We have small craft advisories up as well. 10:16 Rehoboth, 11:01 there in Indian River Inlet, and 10:26 there, Ocean City, Aztec Island coming in at 10:21. So we're going to struggle to get out of the 60s today with a lot of clouds and the periodic showers throughout the morning and afternoon. You see here on Futurecast, not all that as coverage of the showers is not all that widespread. But then as we go into the evening, we see the showers wind down. Clouds kind of hang on a bit through tomorrow morning, and then I think by the afternoon, we see sunny skies and temperatures rising back to near 80. There's those winds howling this afternoon, but then as we go into the afternoon and especially into the evening and tomorrow, we begin to see those winds wind down. Rainfall totals generally will squeeze out maybe 1/4 of an inch here throughout the day today. We bump the temperature up to 78 tomorrow and hover right around that through the end of the week and into the weekend. But the good news is we stay sunny and dry, and we're looking pretty nice for the Walk for Prostate Cancer. They're coming in Saturday morning. Registration begins at 8 a.m., so looking pretty nice for that. 70 this afternoon, spotty showers and drizzle as the soggy conditions continue. Shower early, otherwise decreasing clouds, and then we're at 78 for our Thursday and looking pretty nice there. Friday, 79 degrees under sunny skies and a mostly sunny weekend.
Thank you, Chris. Maryland Governor Wes Moore is seeking more. Moore's officially announced he will run for re-election next year. It comes as the rising Democrat has faced speculation about a potential presidential bid in 2028. But this is what he had to say about the state of the nation and the role of governor in a state right next door to D.C.
When we're watching the chaos from Washington, that the people of this state want to know that they have a fighter as governor. They want to know that they have a governor who is focused on things like being able to jumpstart our economy, to keep our streets safe, to focus on public education, to make sure that we are bringing fiscal discipline, when we're watching the absolute opposite from people in Washington.
Moore's travels to the early primary state of South Carolina and the national media appearances have fueled speculation about his future political ambitions. He made history when elected in 2022 as the state's first black governor. And the time is now 6:51, and we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And the coastal pet this hour is Brody. On your screen, that's Brody. Oh, now we're going to change it. We got Rupert now.
Aww.
How about that, huh?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, look at Rupert there. You can see Rupert loves walks on the beach while the sun sets. And what better place to view a sunset than Delmarva's beaches? Rupert was submitted to us by Kim and Dave in Milton.
So cute. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
QR code's at the center. You can scan that to get your friends to Coast TV News and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:54 and it's time for the things you need to know before you go. This afternoon, the Ocean Pines Volunteer Fire Department South Station is attempting to get through the next step of a project that includes a firehouse. Here is what it is going in front of the Worcester County Technical Review Committee. This is for a location on Ocean Parkway. In addition to the firehouse, the plans call for indoor bays and parking. The committee is scheduled to review the site plans at 1 p.m.
A Denmark tree planting initiative helping to protect the environment at our beaches. Delaware Center for the Inland Bays is one of 9 groups receiving funding through the Tree for Every Delawarean program. Denmark says it has awarded $173,000 to support projects that will plant more than 12,000 trees across the state in the spring of 2026.
A chance to give back and take a lap on the Monster Mile. Tomorrow, the Delmarva Blood Bank will host its 20th annual 9/11 Memorial Blood Drive. It takes place at the Dover Motor Speedway from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Organizers say donators will have the opportunity to drive the mile-long track. People can call or go online to register.
Salisbury Zoo is offering a unique experience. It is hosting something called Bunk with the Beast. That's a camping adventure. Families can pitch their tents and enjoy dinner, a guided tour, animal encounters, and then there is a night hike through the zoo. The next morning wraps up with a continental breakfast, and the zoo says people must bring their own tents, sleeping bags, and flashlights, and this takes place September 12th and 13th.
The time is now 6:56, and we are going to take another look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, I got rain, some gusts. Lots of fun things for you to track there, Chris.
Yeah, not a whole lot of good news here coming out of the weather department. The rain not all that heavy, but you're going to keep the umbrella handy today. We're going to be dealing with some spotty showers, mist, drizzle, and those strong winds continuing, especially at the coast with gusts upwards of 30, 35 miles an hour. We get the showers out of here tonight. Thursday, we start off with a few clouds, but by the afternoon, we warm things up to near 80 degrees, looking very nice, and it gets even better by Friday. Mostly sunny skies and looking very nice. We have the Walk for Prostate Cancer there Saturday morning and looking like a really nice weekend. Temperature around 78 on Saturday, 80 by Sunday. Could see a front late Sunday and a Monday, but overall, we stay pretty dry into the start of next week with temperatures hovering right around that 80-degree mark.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, just grab your phone. Today's actually a good day to do this. With the rain, you get the hour by hour. Is it raining? Is it not raining? Will it rain? You can do that with the Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.